Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be covering all of the Funko news for December 4th of 2020. Now there's quite a bit to cover in this video. We have a bunch of brand new reveals, and then we also have a ton of lists that were leaked for 2021 pops, so that'll be at the end of the video. It's a pretty large portion of it, so I hope you're excited for that to find out about some really cool upcoming pops. But for now, let's get straight into it here with the first piece of news. Alright, now the first piece of news that we have here is actually for some pops that are going to be releasing at 11 a.m. PST time on the Funko shop, and the first one that we have here is going to be of Gingerbread Mickey, and I think that this is a really cool concept here. I never really thought Funko would do something like this, where it's just like a gingerbread man, but then in the shape of a character with the really cool like icing, and I feel like it looks awesome because the paint actually looks like icing that you would put on a gingerbread man, and I really do love that amount of detail there. I think the Mickey looks fantastic, and I love the addition of him holding a candy cane as well. I definitely think that's really cool. Then we've got a Minnie Mouse pop as well in the gingerbread form, and I think she looks fantastic also, holding a stocking as well. And then I just love their Christmas sweaters. I think those look fantastic. The Santa hat as well looks great. Just a really cool concept. These have got to be some of my favorite holiday themed Funko Pops, and I would love to see them do this for some other characters. Then the final one that we have here from the Funko Shop reveals here is the Chicken Cupo Noodles, and this is Roodles right here, and I think that he looks fantastic. I really love the concept of this, and I like how it's changing up the sculpt as well for like the other noodle cup ones that they've done. I think this is just a really awesome looking design with some really cool sort of like colors to it as well, and I like the little flame that he has in his hand as well, and then the chopsticks. It's just such a cool looking design. So overall, I think these are three really amazing Funko Shop reveals. Now we've got some really big news here from Funko, and this is going to be regarding that you'll finally be able to make your own custom Funko Pop. They kind of had a similar thing in the Funko HQ where you could kind of make your own custom Freddy Funko Pops, but now you can just make your own custom figure of anyone you want, and these are like basically the pop abilities are endless, and it's crazy. You're able to just popify anybody you know, and I think that is just so cool. It leaves it open for such a large variety, and even in the image here we can see all different hair colors, just different styles as a whole, so I really do love that quite a bit. You can have an accessory, looks like up to 2 accessories. You can get a face piece as well, like a beard or something of that sort, glasses, hair, of course, the head, the torso, and the legs, and I think that's just awesome. Now this is going to be coming to the Funko HQ and Funko Hollywood, so I'm not sure if you'll ever be able to maybe do something online with this, or if you'll just have to go in person all the time, but all I know is I think it's a really cool idea, and it's definitely going to lead to some really cool looking custom pops. Alright, so we've got some anime pops right here, and these are from the Junji Ito collection, and I have actually had the opportunity to watch this anime. Originally, for a con, they revealed one of the pops, which was kind of the main character of the first episode of Junji Ito, which is kind of just a collection, as it's titled, of kind of like episodes that are kind of separate from each other, where it just tells a really creepy story. And I gotta say, I've seen some of these characters. I haven't finished the series, but I've seen some of them in the show, and I feel like Funko did a really fantastic job of portraying them here in the Funko Pop form and making them just as creepy. Some of the sculpts that we are getting here, like the two-headed girl there with the head popping out of the side of her face, just look amazing. They did such a fantastic job here, and I think it just allows for so many cool sculpts. Even the older lady as well looks amazing with the blonde hair. I think they did a great job of like just taking that face straight out of the anime and putting it into this Funko Pop format, so just a really well done line overall. Now we've got a brand new Marvel reveal here for a Victory Shawarma scene, and this is of course from the end of the first Avengers film, and this is featuring Bruce Banner here and will be an Amazon exclusive, similar to the previous sort of Avengers 6 sort of set where you kind of get to combine all of the figures to make an iconic scene from that film. And now we have the end credit scene here, and I do like this figure quite a bit. I think that Bruce Banner looks pretty pretty good. Now, I always feel like with Funko Pops, they always kind of aren't able to capture Mark Ruffalo's likeness. Like, I feel like this is pretty good, but it always still looks kind of off to me. I'm not sure what it is. I can't really describe it, but I still do like the figure. I can clearly tell it's Bruce Banner. It's not like it's a guessing game of what Avenger it is, but I just feel like maybe it could be more accurate, but I still do like the figure, and I like the amount of detail on the table as well. And we did get a look at the back of the box also, so you can see some of the silhouettes of the other upcoming characters. Of course, you know it's just going to be the 6 classic Avengers, and you'll be able to team them all up together to make this scene, so definitely a really cool idea and a really cool pop. Now we've got to look at all of the official glams for the Falcon and Winter Soldier pops. We're going to be getting 3 of them, and those are going to include the Winter Soldier, who I think looks really fantastic. Of course, Bucky right here. I'm not sure what he'll really be going by within the show, if he'll actually go by the Winter Soldier, or if he'll go by like another title or just his name. Who really knows, but I think that it's definitely a cool looking figure. And most likely, I would assume Winter Soldier, I guess, because that's the title of the series with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But nonetheless, moving on to the next one here, we have Falcon, and I think that he's definitely the standout in this line. I think they did a fantastic job with the sculpt of this character, and we haven't gotten a version of Falcon in quite a while, so it's really amazing to have this new version here that looks very different from other versions. I like the amount of color as well. The red definitely makes it pop quite a bit, so I like that a lot as well. And then the last one that we have is Baron Zemo here, of course, kind of in his full comic book outfit, and it's so exciting that we're seeing this character return to the MCU. Of course, in Civil War, he was the main sort of villain for that film, and it's really cool to see him returning for this series, and I think it's going to be awesome to see how it turns out. But yeah, just overall, I feel like these are 3 really fantastic looking pops. Now we've got to look at what is going to be the next Marvel Collector Corp box, and this one is going to be themed for Lucha Libre edition, and this one's going to be shipping in January of 2021, and of course Marvel is really expanding their Lucha Libre line, so it's no surprise that they're expanding it into the Collector Corp line, and this one's going to include 5 pieces, so possibly 2 pops, maybe only 1, it depends on the size of it of course, but definitely pretty interesting. The Lucha Libre pops haven't really interested me thus far, but who knows, I could really wind up liking the ones in this box. Next up here, we've got a brand new Disney pop reveal, and this one is for a Mickey Thailand pop, and this one will blend Mickey Mouse, of course the world famous character, with Thailand's national costume and iconic Y pose. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but this is basically the Mickey Go Thailand exclusive pop, and this one will launch on December 15th of 2020, so I'm not sure where this one's going to be able to ship out to, or if it's going to be exclusively just to Thailand, but it's definitely an interesting Mickey pop. It's not something that interests me too much because I don't find it to be like an amazing sculpt or anything of that sort, but I still do like the design of the pop, and I think it's a pretty cool sort of exclusive. Okay, now we've got a brand new Mandalorian pop, and this one is Mando himself with Flying with Blaster, and this one's going to be a glow-in-the-dark pop right here. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be exclusive to anywhere. I've heard some people saying it could be coming in a Target T bundle, so I'm not too sure if that's actually true, but for now, we just know that the pop will be coming soon, and it looks pretty awesome. Alright, now we've got to look at 2 Hot Topic exclusive Simpsons pops right here, and these include Ned Flanders and Mr. Plow. Now, we already kind of knew about both of these figures, but we hadn't gotten a really good look at either of them, and I think that they both look really great. I like the designs of both of them, and I think they both have some pretty cool looking color schemes to them, I suppose. Not too much to say. It's cool that we're getting a Ned Flanders pop. I do like that quite a bit, and Mr. Plow is, of course, a classic. Now we've got to look at the full lineup here of the new Golden Girls pops, and we have 5 of them here, with one of them being an FYE exclusive Diamond Collection version, and I think that these all look like pretty great figures here. I've never watched the Golden Girls, so maybe I would eventually down the line. It seems like a pretty beloved series, so I wouldn't mind checking it out at some point, but for now, just based off design here, I think there's some pretty cool looking pops, and that overall it's a pretty strong wave. Alright, now we've got our first look at the Gemini Collectibles exclusive glow-in-the-dark Simon Bar Sinister, and this one's going to be coming soon, and I think it's definitely a really cool looking figure. It kind of gives me that like Hanna-Barbera vibe, which I honestly don't know where this character sort of originates from. I see on the box it says Underdog, so I'm assuming that might be a series or something of that sort. If you have any information about this, feel free to clue me in down below, and let me know what you think of this design. Now we've got two WWE pops right here, and these are going to include Macho Man Randy Savage. This one's going to be a Walmart exclusive, and then we've got the Royal Rumble 92 Ric Flair with pin, and this one will be a GameStop exclusive, and I really like the inclusion of the pin here. I think that's really cool because they've done that previously with like the Pop Around the World figures, and it's cool that they're doing that for this WWE figure here as well, and that one will also be a Diamond Collection variant also. So just two really cool looking figures with some really nice designs. Now we've got to look at a Pop Rocks figure here, and this one is of Logic, and I really like the detail on his torso there with some of the patches that are on his outfit. I think that looks pretty good, and then just the sculpt looks fine. It's pretty standard, so overall a pretty cool pop. Now the next Pop Rocks figure that we have here is Ozuna, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name there, but I think it's a pretty cool looking figure. Once again, with the Pop Rocks figures, I'm not really a Rocks fan or anything, and I don't really collect this line, so I'm never really familiar with the people who they're making here, but of course I still want to share the news with all of you, so still a pretty cool looking figure. Now we've got to look at the Pop Rock Selena figures here, and this is to commemorate the Latin female artist here, and I think that she looks really fantastic. This is going to include some of her looks like her iconic purple jumpsuit, and I think that they all look really great. They will be coming in 2021 as well, and as you can see, there's a variety of exclusives here. One of them is a glitter pop, which seems like it'll be a common. Then the other one in the middle, what's interesting about that one is it seems to be a Funko Shop exclusive Diamond Collection figure, and it's interesting the sticker that they have there, so I'm curious if they'll be introducing a new Funko Shop exclusive sticker in 2021. And then on the far right we have the Hot Topic Diamond Collection exclusive, so I think overall some pretty great figures there and some really cool designs. Alright, now we're getting into the list here of just a huge variety of pops here, and we went over the Seinfeld ones, which were of course one of the biggest lines that we're going to be getting, at least for Funko just in general, not even just Funko Pops. But now we're going to get into the actual list here, and let's get started with the first batch of pops. Alright, so the first set of pops that we have here include 5 of them, and these ones are unnamed, but they are from the Bad Batch, and this is from Star Wars The Clone Wars, the series, and I think that that's pretty cool that we're getting these here. Of course, I think they're going to be doing a Bad Batch series, so I'm assuming that's what this will kind of come from, but it kind of originated from, of course, the Clone Wars series, so I'll be excited to see what these figures turn out like. Alright, now we've got a singular reveal here. I'm trying to sort of separate them by their lines here so it doesn't feel too overwhelming all at once, but the one that we have here is going to be a pop vinyl comic cover of DC Superman Action Comics, and I think this is going to be really interesting. It kind of makes me think of like pop albums, so I'm wondering if it's going to be a larger box and then you're just going to kind of have that recreation of the comic book cover using a physical Funko Pop, so I think that's bound to be really cool, so I'll be interested to see how that turns out. Then the next 2 pops that we have here are from the film Cool Runnings, and we're going to be getting Senka Coffee and then Irving Blitzer, so sorry if I mispronounced either of those names. I haven't seen Cool Runnings, but I'm sure they're going to be some pretty cool pops. Another reveal that we have here is for some mystery minis, and these are going to be for the Deadpool 30th anniversary and will be 12 pieces as well, so I'm sure there's bound to be some pretty cool variants. Alright, now we've got one of the larger lines here, and this is going to be for Dragon Ball Z, so no surprise there. We all know Funko loves to expand this line, which nothing wrong with that, of course. We're going to be getting quite a few figures here, and I'm not going to name all of them, but you can see them up on the screen here. I haven't started watching any of the Dragon Ball series. I think I might have seen an episode here and there, but I definitely haven't gone down the rabbit hole for that. But I think there's some pretty cool ones here, and we also have 4 pop keychains as well, along with these, so some pretty cool pops overall. Now we've got some Pop Rocks here, and these are going to be both from Fall Out Boy and include Patrick Stump and then Pete Wentz, so some pretty cool pops there for sure. Alright, now we've got some pops from the Fast and Furious series, specifically the new film Fast 9, and these are going to include Dominic and then Jacob Toretto. So I think that's Dom, and then of course Vin Diesel's character, and then I'm pretty sure the other character is his brother in the new film, played by John Cena. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, I'm not like all-knowing when it comes to these films, but I think that that's what they are, so I'm sure they're gonna be some pretty cool pops. Now we've got another very large line here, and this is going to be from the Ghostbusters Afterlife film, and we're going to be getting 14 different pops, it seems. They skip over a few of them from 11 to 13, but then we pick it up again at number 14, and it's really interesting. One of them at the top is also titled Pop 100, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'm sure it's going to be a pretty interesting line. Now we've got a Pop TV line, and these are going to include 5 figures from the show Happy Days, so there's some pretty cool ones here. I'm not really familiar with Happy Days, but I'm sure they're going to have some pretty nice sculpts. Alright, now we've got some pops from His Dark Materials, which is something that I am not familiar with. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know it sounds like a lot of these properties I'm not too familiar with, but I swear there's a few that I do know about, and I'll be sure to mention it when I do, but for a majority of these, I don't. But of course, I'm still gonna bring you the news about them, so you can let me know if you know anything about His Dark Materials. Then we've got 2 Pop Rocks figures here, and these are from Kid and Play, and these are going to include, of course, Kid, and then we're going to get Play. So I'm sure those are going to be some pretty cool pops. Alright, now we've got a pop from Mad TV, and this is going to be of Alfred E. Newman, and this one will have a Chase variant as well, which I'm sure is probably going to be pretty desirable, as most Chases are. Then we've got another Pop Rocks figure, and this one is going to be a Britney Spears in her catsuit outfit, so I'm sure that's going to be pretty interesting. Now we've got an NBA Legends line that's going to be releasing, and this is going to be a new wave here, and there are a large variety of pops here, so I'm sure fans of this line are really going to want to pick up most of these pops. Alright, now we've finally got a line that I'm actually familiar with and can comment on, and this is from Pop Games, and it is a Pokemon line here. We're going to be getting Pikachu in his attack stance, then we're going to be getting Meowth, Psyduck, and Bulbasaur, and this one says SV/MT, so I'm honestly not too sure what that stands for. Let me know down below if you have any info on that, but I think this is going to be a pretty interesting line. It's cool that we're getting a pop of Meowth, which I'm sure was a highly desirable one, and then we also got some other cool ones like Psyduck. Pikachu and Bulbasaur feel like a bit of a repeat, but I'll be interested to see what their sculpts turn out like. Then we've got a pop albums here, and this one's going to be from AC/DC, and this is Highway to Hell, so I'm sure it's going to be a pretty interesting looking album. Then we've got 2 Cruella pops here. Of course, they're going to be making that new live-action Cruella film where it's going to feature Emma Stone playing the role of the character, so I'm sure that's going to be a pretty interesting film, and we'll have some pretty cool pops. Then we've got from Pop Animation here the Rick and Morty line, and I'm sure a lot of people are really excited about this. We haven't really gotten any Rick and Morty pops in quite a while, so I'm sure fans of the line are super excited that it wasn't canceled or anything, and it seems like we're going to be getting Evil Morty, we're going to be getting Morty with Glorzo, Queen Summer, Rick with Glorzo, and then Balthorama, and yeah, some pretty interesting ones there. What's interesting is that last one says Pop Super, so I'll be interested to see what that means or what it's referring to, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Alright, now we've got a single pop here from Pop Animation, and this one is Super Chicken here from Super Chicken, so I'm not familiar with this, but I'm sure it's going to be a pretty super chicken. Alright, now we've got another line that I am familiar with, and one that I'm actually really excited for, and this is from the Pop Animation line and will be from Sword Art Online. I know we're finally getting more pops from this series, and they're going to include Ozuna, Kirito, Leafa, and Xenon, so I'm really excited for all 4 of these. I never had the opportunity to pick up the original Kirito or Ozuna, so I'm glad that they're coming out with 2 new versions of them, and I'm sure the updated sculpts will look really amazing. I've recently gotten more into SAO as well. I've been watching Alicization. Sorry if I mispronounced it, I probably butchered that name there. I've been talking for like 25 minutes at this point, but you get what I mean. That's what I've been watching lately. I'm pretty sure it's like season 4 of SAO if you're counting like all the seasons, but yeah, it's pretty interesting, so yeah, I'll be interested to see these pops. Alright, now we've got from Pop Movies the Goonies line here, and these are going to include pops of Sloth, Chunk, Mikey with Map, and then Data with Glove Punch. Now, I haven't seen Goonies in multiple years, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fans that are really excited for this line. Then we've got a Pop Disney line for Mighty Ducks, and these are going to include some really cool characters here. Now, I haven't seen Mighty Ducks, once again similar to Goonies, in a long time, so I'll be interested to maybe revisit it at some point, and then I'll be more up to date when the pops are fully revealed. Alright, now we've got 3 pops from the Mummy, and I'm not really familiar with any of these characters, as I feel like I'm saying with the majority of this list, but still pretty cool reveals. Alright, now we've got an extra large line here, and this is going to be from Pop TV, and we'll focus on the Umbrella Academy. Now, we're going to be getting a ton of figures from this series, which I have no problem with. I am a pretty big fan of the Umbrella Academy. I think it's a fantastic series, and is one that I am up to date with. So we're going to be getting Allison, Ben, Diego, Klaus, Luther, number 5, Vanya, and then a baby Pogo. And then we'll also be getting 4 Pop keychains included also, and one of them will have a chase as well, which is really interesting. So yeah, some pretty cool pops overall. Then we've got from Pop Animation Vocaloid pops right here, and we have 2 figures, and one of them is Hatsune Miku, who I am familiar with. I wasn't honestly familiar with Vocaloid, but I think that there's still going to be some pretty cool pops. Then we've got from Pop Movies WMCJ, and these are going to include Billy Hoyle and then Sydney as well, so I'm sure those are going to turn out to be 2 pretty cool pops. I feel like I'm saying pretty cool for basically everything, so I apologize for that, but the next set of pops that we have here are going to be from Pop Heroes, and are going to include some Wonder Woman figures here. One of them will be Wonder Woman Challenge of the Gods, and then we're going to be getting 2 keychains as well, which are the same deal here, Challenge of the Gods for Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary, so I'll be interested to see what these pops look like. Alright, now we've got some pop pins here, and the first 4 that we have here are going to be from Masters of the Universe, and are going to include Skeletor, Evil Lyn, She-Ra, and then a He-Man that will also have a chase version as well, so I'm sure those are going to look pretty awesome. Then we've got some pop pins from Friends, and these are going to include Rachel, Monica, Phoebe, Chandler, Joey, and then Ross with Monkey with a chase version as well. I really like the designs of the pop pins, and I'm sure these are going to look pretty amazing. Now we've got some pop pins for Deadpool, and these are going to include ones for King Deadpool, Wizard Deadpool, then we're going to be getting Taco Deadpool, and then Panda Deadpool as well, which will have a chase variant, so I'm sure those are going to be pretty awesome. Alright, now we've got 4 Naruto pop pins here, and I'm sure those are pretty cool. I haven't really watched too much of Naruto, so I'm not familiar with the characters, other than, of course, the title character, but other than that, I think they'll probably be pretty awesome. Now for the final one that we have here on the list, it is another pop pin, and it is a single one here from Disney, and this is Baby Hercules. Kind of a random one to end on here, but it is the last one on the list. Alright, now we've got a massive reveal here, and this is one of the Funko lists here, and what is going to kick off the list portion of the video here. So I tried to put all of the actual images of the pops together in the video, and now we're getting into the lists here, which is probably going to wind up being the bulk of the video here. But the first list that we have are for Seinfeld pops here, and there are just a ton of Seinfeld items that we are going to be getting. I mean, it's honestly insane. I'm not going to be naming all of these. I'm of course going to be showing you the image on screen, so if you want to pause the video, take a look at all of them. I haven't personally seen too much of Seinfeld. I've seen an episode here and there, and it seems like a great series. It's just something where if I get into it, I know I'm gonna fall down a rabbit hole, and then it's gonna be hard to get out of it because it's a pretty long running series, so I definitely want to check it out one day and watch the whole series. But for now, I think that there's some pretty cool reveals here on the first page, and then we also have a second page right here where there's some other stuff as well. So if you want to have a look at that, there's some Funko dioramas that they have, some pop tees, just a whole bunch of things right here. So it's definitely a really extensive line, I would say, with some pretty cool characters. And since I didn't go too in-depth, feel free, if you're a Seinfeld fan, to let me know about some of these characters and which ones you're most excited for, which ones they didn't include here, and that you're hoping for in the future. So be sure to let me know down below. Alright, now that's going to conclude this Funko news video here for December 4th of 2020. 2020. I hope you all did enjoy, and if you did, be sure to leave a like on the video and also subscribe if you want to see any of my other content. I would really appreciate the support, so thank you so much. And also be sure to let me know what pops you're most excited for that are releasing, whether it's the ones from the list that I showed you or whether it's ones that are coming out sooner in 2020. So yeah, just let me know all of that down below. Thanks so much once again for watching the video. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.